Desview, and this is the project pan for this month's update of March. So let's get right to it. So I used the Tarte palette 13 times. It doesn't feel like I use it that much, but at the same time it actually has, because you haven't seen my last video for the previous month. It was a pretty bad month, and also I remember saying that Christina Chang also mentioned that she wasn't doing well either. But I also know not a lot of YouTubers, ones that like I follow for writing and just like videos, they were also having a hard time as well. So I guess there's something going on in the air or something. But yeah. But the good news is the pan that I got right here is a lot bigger than last time. And I can't remember if I panned it last month or was it this month. But I'll show on the screen. And this one right here, man, I can see, also got a bit bigger. I have pictures on the screen to show you. But this is slowly becoming like a third way done in a way. So probably in 6 months or the 6-month mark, it'll be halfway completed. Because my issue that I have is how some of the pans get like very hard pan. And even this one right here is actually starting to dip a bit. But I have to use so much pressure on it. That way it can release the hardness and just to put it on my eyes. But at the same time, it crumbles a lot. So in a way, I'm panning faster. But at the same time, the eyeshadow shouldn't be doing that to begin with, because I don't apply any liquid or any solution to it. I just have a clean brush, swipe it, and then just pat it onto the eye. So that's kind of a bummer about this palette, but it's also limited edition, so probably the quality is not the same as the original ones, which I haven't tried yet, but guess I'll get into the packaging. But the purple one, I'm actually surprised that this is starting to dip more, and especially right here, starting to dip too. So basically the ones that have the most dips are the shimmers, then the mattes, but of course the ones I use frequently is the bone color and the neutral, because it just goes on anything. So that's how the Tarte went for this month. My second item is the Make Me Brow, and what was it again? Brownie Brows. I can't really show you anything about it because it doesn't weigh on the scale, but also I can't really see what's left of it because of the stopper, and it hasn't dried up or anything, which is good. Still working pretty good, doesn't smell any weird, hasn't dried up. Wearing it today on my eyebrows, they just stay put, and I really do enjoy it. Although I do have to, at times when I pull it out, sometimes it takes up a lot of product, so I have to like not dip it, but I had to clean up the excess on the stopper and then apply it as I go. I don't have to go through multiple dips, it's just one dip that takes on both of them. But if you're someone that has like thicker eyebrows or just like elongated, then you're probably gonna need more. But for thin brows, you just need one dip and then like less than half of it. Oh yeah, and I used this 16 times. So for the Nars Laguna, this is the mini version from a birthday gift I got last year, I think. And I had it for 20 uses. So this is what I have here. And on the picture I couldn't get like a close-up, but basically if I try to zoom in, you see how like right over here how the line's more indented on the edges? It's starting to pan more there, not in the middle, which I kind of find that weird, but also it kind of tells me that it's like halfway down. But though the top and bottom, it still has much product on it, because I tend to go on the sides and just swipe because it's such a small pan that I have to, the brushes I have currently are pretty big besides the Wayne Goss airbrush, so that one I can get more even. But other than that, I've mostly been using it for, what is it? Not an eyeshadow base, but more of a crease base. Because while I do like it and all that, I don't know, it's because I don't have the right brush for it, but I just find that I'm not really a bronzer person because I feel like it could take away some of my, what is it? My tinted sunscreen that I currently have, which I am wearing today. But it kind of, it's not smooth while on it, but at the same time, probably because my skin is not even at the moment. I'm still gonna keep on using it and make sure I pan all the way and use up the rest of my bronzers that I have in my collection. I think I only have like one left, which is the Jean Baptiste. It was a palette that I used the previous 2 years. Also, while I do enjoy it, I don't think I'm gonna be purchasing any more bronzers because that's just not something I do. I'm more focused on the eyebrows and the eyes. These products, I just not really comfortable with it, but also, I don't know, I guess it's just not me. But that's a good thing, because the thing about project panning is I discover more about what I really use and what I enjoy versus just like hoarding a collection and letting it expire, because things do expire. So yeah. My third item is the Bite Beauty in Chai. This is like the original formula they had before they changed it. I used it for 25 times and I still haven't fixed it. I told myself I was going to, but I didn't have anything to secure it, so I was just like, just let it as it be. This is like how much I have, or like just a little bit more, because I don't want it to fall off. But yeah, it looks pretty bad. It's basically halfway done, so even though I wanted it to be done this month, it's just so pigmented that I don't need to use that much. Which is a good thing of lipsticks. You want them to last long. But for mini size, it just keeps surprising me how they last so long compared to a regular size, which I know those last longer. I also feel like that lipstick shouldn't last more than 6 months, because I mean, you do put it on your lips and whatever you have, unless you clean it regularly, you don't know if you get build bacteria, or say you have a cut that you didn't notice and that you put it on, you can build infections. So also you can actually ingest it as well. So I don't really mind putting products on my lips, but I'm just kind of always wary, and I prefer the mini size because they're a lot smaller and compact, that you could just bring it anywhere and it's not gonna hold up a lot of space in your purse, or say traveling, and it's less lighter. So there's many benefits to having a mini size. And also, you never know if you buy a full version and you have other lipsticks, that it takes you so long, like I said, but also it can expire sooner depending if you use other ones and you just forget about it. Unless you have like a really minimalist makeup collection and you just have one color of each and you know which one you use and all that, or which finish you use, then you can get away with it. But it's something to keep in mind. This is really annoying me. This is the e.l.f. brush cleaner. There's no scent. I was determined last month I was going to finish it this month, and it didn't happen. And I used it so many times. I used it 7 times. But the nozzle, as I mentioned, every time you squeeze it, sometimes it gives you some product, sometimes it doesn't. And I even twisted the nozzle itself because I don't know if you can see through it, but the pipe that goes to it is always bent at one side. So I noticed that when I was trying to pump it out, it wasn't giving me much because it was pointing the other direction. So I moved it, and then what I also did was I tilted it to make sure I actually got the product onto the pipe all the way through the nozzle, so when it shoots out I can get it like somewhat even amount. It's an okay cleaner. Like usually what I do is when I don't have this, I use dishwasher soap and olive oil, that DIY hack. But I haven't done that in a while because I wanted to use this primarily. But it's just a spot cleaner, not a deep cleaner. But it does clean my brushes fairly well when I swipe it onto a microfiber towel, especially my Japanese brushes. there's no product on it when I switch on to when I use a different color. So that's a good side. But this has to be gone by next month. If it doesn't, I'm gonna be so upset. My DKNY perfume in Be Delicious. This is how much I have left. I don't know if it made that much panning from compared to last month, but in the pictures it will show if it did or not. No funky smells or anything, but I have noticed that the roller ball right here does get stuck sometimes, which it has done in the past, but not as often as it has last month. And I have to make sure I do this a lot, and then also like just keep rolling it until it comes out product, which now came with a lot. But that's something that does happen. I'm not sure it's because it's just an old perfume, or that's how these roller balls are as you use them throughout time, or they just, you know, go bad. I didn't have the problem with my other perfume that I did the past year and a half, I think it was. I know the first year I used the what was the name? Kat Von D perfume bottle before she what was it? She left the company and all that. That one was actually pretty good, but also I think it's because it's a different roller ball, and it was much smaller. But also it was fairly new compared to having this for, I want to say 7 years, but I think it's way less than that. But perfumes of these size go such a long way that I don't feel the need to actually buy a bigger size, because one, they're really not compact, but they're pretty big, especially the main glass bottles. And also I don't carry it with me around, those huge sizes. This is something that I'll definitely bring on travel and all that, because it lasts so long, light, and just easy to access to. The thing that kind of concerns me, because it's glass, I dropped this the other day, but I dropped it in my basket I had it in, and I was so scared that it actually broke, but actually no scratches or anything. But it's just something to keep in mind, that if you use some of these, you have to be extra careful with them. So I'm kind of curious, like, how would it be when I travel with it, because I haven't currently. But if they made like a kind of like a, not an airless pump, but something mechanical that's just plastic but still see-through, I'll feel more secure that it's more durable. But I like these overall. Also, another thing, I used this 18 times, if I forgot to mention. Now my second to last item is the Jordana pencil, and I actually finally hit pan on this sucker. I used it for 7 more times, and I thought it wasn't gonna be that much. I thought I was gonna have like 3 uses, but it kept on sharpening to the point where I can't sharpen it. Because when I use my Nars pencil sharpener, I would twist and twist, but the thing was, like, this part right here that holds the end will just twist and not the actual pen. And I can't get it any more than that. So I'm glad that it's done. Because as I said for my last month, I was a bit wary. So if you want to know why, please go watch that other one. And towards the end of my end cards, I'll put it up there. Didn't like it because it kept breaking, but also it was an old pencil as well, so it could have been because of that. So now I'll be rolling in a new product. This is the Milk Makeup in Werk. It's a lip and cheek dual thing. This is my first time using a cream product on my face, especially this, since it's a dual. I actually am wearing it today on my cheeks. I don't know if you can see. This is my second time using it, but also this is the first time I actually use it on top of my my tinted sunscreen. So I noticed, like, using a brush, a synthetic one, didn't go out well. So I ended up doing the finger technique, which that's what I did the first time I used it, and it blends pretty well. Still don't know how I feel about it yet, because it's only been 2 times and I haven't got to test it out fully. but I've used it for both the cheeks, not the lips, which I'll actually try right now. Not bad. Kind of looks more... how do I say? Paler than what I thought it would be. But it kind of has like a... let me put it on my wrist. Almost a peach undertone, but it's not. It looks paler on my lips, but on the face it looks a bit peachy. I'm not sure if it looks peachy because of my tinted sunscreen that is peach undertoned, but on the lips kind of looks weird. So I'll have to test it more without the sunscreen to see if it looks weird because of that. It's very easy to blend, so that's a good thing. Very creamy on the lips, but it has like a little slip to it, whereas a cream lipstick, it has like a bit more of a firmness to it. So I'm not sure it's because I put it on the face first and then on the lips. So I'm a bit wary about that because I have a topical medication for my acne underneath, and I put the sunscreen of course on top, but then I put this on top of it. So I'm not sure is blending because of those two things or just the sunscreen alone. So I have to keep watch of that to see if it does any reaction or anything. Like I said, this is my first time using this type of product, but also from the company itself. This was another Sephora birthday gift thing, which I like those a lot because minis are great because it gives me time to know for sure whether this product is right for me or not, versus buying the full size and hating it, say like a third of it, and then you have so much product left that you waste it. And also the pricing too, because what is this, the full price of this is, was it 24 or 30 something? I can't remember, but it's pretty up there. Minis are just like a safe way that it's like that it can be pricey sometimes, but at the same time it's better to have small and knowing whether you like it or not, versus buying the full size, hating the product, and it like just go waste in some landfill or something. And that concludes my update for March. I hope you guys liked the video. This is better than last month, but as I was feeling for March, it didn't feel like it because I was like going through like kind of like a tidal wave of emotions and moods, especially energy wise. So I'm hoping that next month will be better and I'll continue to use more of my products. In the meantime, take care of yourselves and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!